Hi, I'm Celeste and welcome to Find Your Purple. It is day 18 of SSSVeda, video every day for April, and my topic is the Bible. Yesterday I talked about persistence, and I realized this morning as I'm laying in bed at 4, trying to get motivated to get out of bed and having a little trouble, but I started thinking about what I could talk about today. And I realized I did touch on persistence yesterday, and I think it's a good subject. But what I didn't mention is you need to be persistent in everything, no question, the big things and the small things. But before it starts, I warn you all, because this is something I really screwed up, is you need to pray before you take off for that dream. Maybe that's not the dream God has in mind for you. And I think in my life, I was taking off here and there, and again, I've talked before about my arrogance. I didn't even think about God. When I thought about God is when things started falling apart. When I'm a fish on the deck flopping around, suddenly I'm asking God for help, and He's probably saying, well, why didn't you ask if this was a good idea? I was reading the book, I think it's Experiencing God by Henry Blackaby, and he has a comment in there that kind of jumped out at me, and he said, God is not required to clean up your messes, basically. And if God didn't sanction the dream or the project or whatever, then it's not up to Him to make it work. And that we need to include God in all of our things, big and small. And I think, again, that a lot of people might fall into that trap. We think of God when we're in trouble, but not the rest of the time. I was listening this morning on a YouTube video. It was David Diga Hernandez, and he's a young evangelist I've come to listen to in the recent months, and it mentioned 1,500 ministers leave the ministry every month. It's got to be tough for a minister who is going off even on a ministry in a foreign country, doing something he or she feels is God's calling, and have it fall flat. And that just because you're doing something good doesn't necessarily mean it's what you're supposed to be doing either. So all of you, when you're doing anything, again, if you're going out for that exercise program, if you're going to go on a diet, if you're going to write a book, if you're going to start a new job, or thinking about going to college or quitting a job, pray about it. Talk to people you trust about it. Read the Bible about it. Do all of that before you start. Trust me, you'll save a lot of grief. It's a lesson I'm learning in my 60s, and I wish I learned it a lot earlier. As always, grab your cup of tea, sit back, and let's start sharing. And the sharing is share among your friends. Share in the comments below anything about life that's working for you with God. It's your responsibility to share it. I would have shared it in the past, but that really wasn't part of my life. Now that it is, I've got to find more ways to share it. So until tomorrow, bye-bye.